Ready?
Hello, everybody. You there, Michael?
I am here.
Well,
Ready to
let me
roll.
see. Well, now I'm trying to see if I can hear you.
Can you
Let's
hear me
see here.
now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
There you go.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. What a confusion we're having here. You know?
Yeah. It's
Oh,
always
Lord.
fun.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Well, okay, let's start off by let's get one thing straight here. If the weather is good next week, we won't be here. We'll be in North Carolina, and I will try to do the show from North Carolina. We'll know, if the
Okay.
internet's any good. But with all these storms that are out there, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know
I
if we're
know,
going to
right?
wind up in North Carolina or not.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to talk to the captain tomorrow and stay on top of it and see what happens.
Right.
But it's going to be hit or miss. I mean, I'm looking at everything. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Yeah. Well, it's that time of year. Everything just kind of gets topsy-turvy around fall. So it's a little difficult to predict if your
And
days out there are going to be great fishing or not.
we will find out pretty soon. Other than
Yes.
that, it looks like it stopped raining for about 3 days here, but then it started last night. We had a heavy rain last night.
Yeah. It's the funny thing is the rain has been all around us, but it's kind of like a half moon shape right around Crystal River area. Nothing, not a whole lot, but Dunellen, Inverness, even farther south, Homosassa got dumped on. But we've been pretty dry here still. A few little showers, but nothing major.
We got a little shower about 30 minutes ago, and that was about it.
Well, I still welcome the rain because we're going to be coming into dry season soon. So,
Well, I'm going to tell you though, man, is it wet in my house? I mean, we got stuff growing overnight. You can hear it growing. We've got so much rain.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not complaining. Don't get me wrong.
No. Good evening, Donald.
Is he on the line? Yeah, I'm just trying
Yeah.
to get everything here just kind of posted since I was having a little bit of problem. This is what happens when you change. I went to the different computer, the big computer. I can see things a lot better, but then for some reason, I can't hear you through the microphone.
Yeah. It's
I
through
don't know.
some sort of setting.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
So something's wrong, but I'll figure it out. Hota's coming over this week, and he can figure out anything.
There you go.
Yeah. So other than that, we're going to have something that we're going to be showing at the boat show, and we're going to be introducing it at the boat show. And I got some pictures that Hota's going to show later about. It's called Fishing Assassin. It's the new jig heads.
Yeah.
And what they did, they gave us a whole bunch to sell at a ridiculous price to get them started down here in this market. So at the boat show, I've got to figure out what the cost is. It'll be about, let me put it this way. If they buy 2 packs at about 25% off, and then they're going to get the 3rd pack for free. So it's going to come out to about 60% off. And these are pretty neat. Wait till you see the pictures. And I got some for you too. There's one here that when you see it, I think it's going to be a redfish killer, to be honest with you. Wait till you see it. I mean, it's super. It all started on on that bass side, and now it's really some areas it's taken over where they've been, trying them out. So
well, I mean, I think the new thing that I've seen recently, but I've done it for years. The new thing I keep seeing on social media recently is the wake baits. Using wake baits for redfish, and honestly, I've been using those for years.
Using what?
The wake baits, the little baits that swim just underneath the surface. We used them in years ago, and they are really good, and they're really starting to be popular again. Mainly, I think for redfish and stuff, but people are having really good success with them. But I've used them for years. I think they're a great bait. There's actually a couple ways I've learned how to manipulate them just a little bit to suspend them as well. So they're neat baits.
Well, these things, I think one of them is because you'll see it's a spinner bait. and I think it's going to be good for redfish. I really do.
Nice.
In some areas, it's done very good with them where they've been testing them out. So I'm dying to see what happens.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
the first thing is, and I got to ask you because everybody wants to know, how's your boat coming along?
well, yeah, I do have some good news with that. I should be picking it up tomorrow.
Wow.
So
all done? Now, is it all put together or do you have to put it
yeah,
together?
the fiberglass work is done. Now I've got another set of hoops and hurdles to jump through just because of the situation. So I've got to get it surveyed and all that, and then reinsured and all this other stuff that goes on. But I still have to get the motor on. I still got to get all my electronics put on, stuff like that. I've got a charter coming in on the 19th. I'm hoping to get it done by then. But if not, I'll use another friend of mine's boat to take care of that as well. But yeah, it's I've got to get it surveyed. This nightmare looks like it's about to end, so I'm very happy.
Well, that's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
Now I hope that the insurance companies don't give you a hard time.
I hope not. It's like I said, it's just been one of those scenarios that just turned into something simple to a complete nightmare, and I've just had to work it through it all, jumping the hoops and doing what I've got to do to get it done. But yeah, I've got some pictures that my fiberglass guy showed me and sent me, and it looks really nice. So I'm looking forward to going and pick it up tomorrow, hopefully, and get this thing back together. So, and start moving on with my life again.
Oh man, I tell you, it's got to be tough, when you're landlocked like that. It's got to.
It is. Like I said, I've got great friends who have supported me and allowed me to take a lot of my clients on their boats and go through what I need to go through to get it done. But yeah, I'm just excited to get my boat back and to get out there with my clients. A lot of them have been calling me saying, "Hey, are you going to be ready for October?" And I'm like, "Yep." So I've got a lot of clients who come down in the fall and the winter time, and they're anticipating. So I'm going to be pretty busy next couple of months, thankfully. So it'll be good.
Now, it's funny that when they opened up grouper season through the 14th, you notice how the wind just picked up?
Oh, of course.
I mean, the wind it's been going crazy. I had Dr. Rodriguez that, he's in Pine Island. Sunday, one of his neighbors says, "Hey, he's got I think he said a 30-foot or 32-footer older boat, but it's nice, twin inboards." And he said, "Let's go out. We'll just get some grouper. We won't go out that far. The weather's pretty good. Look how nice it was Saturday. It was kind of pretty nice." He said, "Man, they just went out about 12 miles and they stopped." And he said, that 30-foot boat looked like a barber, a little float in rough weather in the bay. He said, you couldn't anchor. And this guy's boat doesn't have a trolling motor because it's one of the older ones and big. And
right.
And he said, Sergio, the drift was so fast that they were down to 8-ounce sinkers and they couldn't keep the bait on the bottom. So they tried it for about 20 minutes and said, let's go home.
Yeah. We ran into it that way this week as well. What we ended up doing, just because we'd go on the app and see where the wind was blowing and what time it'd slow down. So a couple of times we'd go out early in the morning, go for the redfish and all that kind of inshore stuff, and then kind of wait for that 11, 12 o'clock time frame to hit, run out there real quick, do some trolling, because it was only going to last a couple hours where it's pretty much calm, and then the wind's shifted. So we get out there, run some trolling real quick, catch a few grouper, and as the wind shifted, changes direction, we just come on in. So we kind of just hit those little breaks, and it's been very successful. So, but the wind, it's not fun. Even in Crystal River, again, we're not real deep here or anything else like that, but everybody's got a flash boat or a, not a very large boat to handle a lot of that. So we gotta play with the wind.
Well, so yeah, and I don't know. It's, if you notice the last 2 or 3 years how weird the weather's been.
Yeah, there is no normal anymore. There really isn't. Things change so quickly, and the weathermen are just completely wrong. I don't even watch the news for the weathermen because it's pointless. But yeah, it's this early cold front come through. We've got another one actually. That's why we're dealing with the rain we're dealing now. Just these small little cold fronts. So it's interesting.
I mean, so I don't know. It's crazy. I'm telling you. I just hope that the good Lord gives us a break and says, "Hey, why don't we have about a year of nice weather?"
Yeah. I don't know if that's going to ever happen, but yeah.
And let's see, we got anybody telling us anything that's going on? We got Jim, Rolando's listening. Donald, I'll be fishing in the CCA All Release Tournament Memorial of C.A. Richardson. Oh, yes, at the end of the month. Did anybody win the tag redfish boat or anything like that?
I don't believe I have heard any of it. I know there was.
Yeah, so not once, here it is. He just said, so not one single tag redfish caught by a registered angler, according to CCA Star. That's never happened.
No, that's surprising.
That is weird.
Yeah. Yeah. I've put in a couple messages over there to Lisa, but I know she's busy, and I'm sure with that raffle that's coming up as well. But I'd love to talk to her about it and just see what she thinks about it.
I mean, I know she was fishing with Pam, I think, the other day. They were somewhere fishing in the kayak thing, but I mean, I just can't believe I just wonder if they didn't release enough redfish, or, there's only two things, in my opinion, and maybe people that are listening in can tell me. Either they didn't release enough redfish, or there weren't enough people registered. Because there was some redfish caught, tagged redfish, but not one of them was registered.
Yeah, I think it may be just the registering part. I don't, again, I pay attention to it just because I'm involved with CCA, but I don't pay attention to how many registries or anything else like that. And to me, and again, my opinion, and I might have missed a whole lot, but it didn't seem that there was as much of a hype this year as there has been in previous years. But
previous years, last year I think it was down some, the hype. Yeah. And then this year, I'll be honest with you, I didn't see a lot of stuff. Like if you went to West Marine, they used to have these things all over the place, helping you about. I didn't see that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't know if the marketing's gone down or they shifted the marketing to something else, so you don't see it normally where you would in tackle stores or boat stores or someplace like that, and they might be more online. I just don't know. They may have changed their format, and that way, we don't see it as we normally would. But it'd be interesting. Like I said, hopefully she'll give me a call here whenever she gets available, but just for a couple questions and see what's going on. See what her thoughts are on it, and see if they're looking to make any changes next year for it.
I don't know. Now, down here,
I have a raffle coming up too. So,
yeah, who won the boats? Do you know? Did you see anything about
Isn't it coming up still?
Or is not? It hasn't happened yet.
I don't think so. I think it's. I can look real quick. So there it is. Yeah, they're still selling tickets. September 18th looks like the day that they're going to be doing that off. So they got 3 different boats for a raffle, $100 a piece. And you could win all 3 if you wanted to, if you were lucky enough. I don't have that luck. I wouldn't win the $20 gift certificate. That's my raffle thing. So
well, it just seems strange. I just can't believe it. I mean, as many people what are the chances of this happening? I don't know.
Well, I mean, hey, the lottery got up to 1.7 billion. So There's
Yeah,
plenty
I
of chances,
guess.
I guess, you just never know. And it could be people just didn't get out there as much as they wanted to, or
Well, we had a lot of bad weather this summer.
we did.
That could have had an effect in it.
And it could
But
be,
still, I guess what I'm saying is it would have had an effect, Mike, but there was still redfish caught that were tagged. So that
correct.
tells me that people were fishing. It's
Yeah,
just that all the redfish that were caught, none of nobody belonged to the CCA.
right. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And that could be that it's down. And there are numerous reasons for that. It could just be a bad year for it. People just using their money for something else, using it on that boat payment that they bought the boat for 4 years
During
ago.
COVID that they're trying to get rid of now.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, if you're looking for boat bargains, especially, brand new ones, expensive boat, the regular boats are selling pretty good. They got a steady flow, but it's these real expensive ones. I was looking on, on Facebook, I saw some regulators. Now, regulators are real high-end boats. And there's one company that still has 2023s and 2024s in inventory.
Mm-hmm.
And they were selling them. Let's see, they had one that was $1.5 million or something like that, or whatever. They were selling it for $612,000. That's $400,000 off. Then that was a 2024. They had a 2023 that was $987,000 sticker price, and they were selling that for like $475,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I mean,
they've got to
they
get
had
them
like
off
3
the
or 4
floor.
of these. That they had like 123 left and 2 24s left. And remember, 25s are old now because the 26 models are hitting the dealer showroom right now. So that 2024 is 2 years old and the 2023 is 3 years old. And don't kid yourself, it's brand new. But the day you buy it and you sign that contract, and if you want to go sell it the next day, it's a 3-year-old boat. I don't care what.
Yep. That's the thing. I think the boat market was just so flooded after COVID, during COVID, and after COVID that everybody who ever wanted to buy a boat got what they've got, and they're just kind of sticking with it for now. So, I don't know. It's I think it'll change eventually, but the market's just got to kind of level out as far as how much is out there. Because I've got friends who have been trying to sell their boat for 2 years now, and it's still sitting on that lot. They're still making that payment, and they can't get it sold. So, because there's just so many boats in the market right now. And it may be the fact that people are just waiting for, kind of like housing, they're waiting for those prices to drop just enough to where they can go. But again, interest rates are a little high as well, especially on personal,
I think they were telling me if it's under $100,000, they're still about 6 3/4. If it's over 100, like 200,000 and up, I think they got them down to about 6%, maybe something like that. But still, even if it's 5.5%, when you're looking at $600,000, man, over, let's say, a 15-year period, that $500,000 is going to cost you $100,000.
Yeah.
If not more, 150,000 maybe.
That, and I've heard they're actually starting to extend some of these loans out past 5 years to 10 to 15 years.
5? Oh no, they got them 15 and 20 already at the boat show.
So
no, at the last boat show, on big boats, they already had 15 and 20-year loans. Can you imagine? A boat is not like a house. I mean, you buy a house, at least it's an investment. Yeah, you're going to spend some money keeping it up after it gets older, but when you go sell it, it's worth a lot of money. A boat, let's face it, a guy buys a boat, think about this, with triples, and let's say he pays $600,000. 5 years from now, those motors are going to need to be replaced, okay?
Correct.
Maybe 6. Let's go 6. Well, at $30-something thousand a piece, that's $100,000. Now, a guy just bought that boat for $600,000. He's had it 5 years. He probably owes $300,000 on it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's a pit.
And then he's going to add another $100,000 to put it on an old boat.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, you got to pick and choose what you're going to do, and if you have the the funds to do that. But yeah, it can get you down into a pit where you're never going to get back out. It's unfortunate, but yeah, it's it's the price. It's the market has not adjusted yet to what people are willing to pay for boats, and the cost is not adjusted either. So
the nice side of the nice side of me, I want interest rates to go down so people can start doing stuff. The bad side of me says keep that interest rate up because I'm getting a big return on my investment on my money market.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm going to lose a lot of that if it goes down. So I mean, it's a catch-22.
It is, but it's going to level out. But I think it's going to take another year or two for things to kind of level out just a little bit more. Because unfortunately, I'm afraid right now there's so many more used boats out there for sale, and then buying a new one. So I think that's what the big problem is at this point.
There's a lot of repossessions already being taking place.
Sure.
People just say, "Hey, I can't afford this anymore. I just don't want to do it." So they really just, "Hey, come and get the boat, take it. I'll lose whatever, and get out of it."
I know, and that's the one thing I can say. My boat is free and clear, so I kind of enjoy that. It's been free and clear for a few years.
That's the good part, man.
Yeah,
that's the good part. All right, well, listen. Let's see if we got Donald's input. Hey, Donald, have you caught any fish lately? I know we got Eddie Caldwell listening in, unless he fell asleep watching us. He's been lazy lately.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, well, Mr. Snook has been a little lazy lately. But Alejandro, have you caught anything? Let's see. And Donald, have you caught anything lately? Rolando Alonso, that's the catfish king, He has the title for Tampa Bay. Oh, yeah. I mean, you can go where there's no catfish ever been caught, and Rolando will catch you one.
Oh, okay.
Guaranteed. Gotcha. He's that good. Oh, yeah. He's really good. And then, Donald, you're right. Vance Tice died the other day. I don't think you knew Vance, but I grew up with Vance Tice. He was a captain down here. God, I've known Vance for 40-something years. You even had a tackle store in Tampa for about 3 or 4 or 5 years. And he was one of the early guys that used to troll Tampa Bay 30 years ago, 40 years ago when I was doing it with planers pulling plugs and catch grouper.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
And but I guess he's catching his fish up with the good Lord right now.
There you go. Yeah.
But I guess, he says he sent Hota some pictures. I sent Hota some pictures. Yeah, but did you catch those fish? That's what I want to know. You can send pictures, but are they your pictures or somebody else's? On Armenia. Yeah, it used to be on Armenia and Sly. He's right there where the Belk Lindsay Shopping Center used to be and all that. Pretty nice guy.
Yeah. Nice.
Yep. And you see these boxes behind me? All those big right over there?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. There's 4 big boxes. There's 300 packages of jig heads in them.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
You need a hand truck to get them to move them around.
The guy from the U.S. Mail came, and he had to drive his little truck up my driveway this afternoon, unload these suckers. They don't weigh that much because, they're 1/8 ounce, 1/16 ounce.
Yeah.
But there's about 300 packages, I think, or more.
Wow.
In those 4 boxes. I mean, he sent me everything. He says, take them to the boat show and sell them cheap. I just want to get them going,
Right.
And so we're going to do that. But
nice.
In fact, Hota, put a picture of those 2 that I sent you. So you can put them up there. Hota fall asleep on us again?
No. No, I don't hear him, so not sure.
Uh-oh. Come on, Hota.
Is that those same ones that
Hota? Remember
those the same ones that you sent me those pics of the other day?
Yeah, but these are 2 that I just took. Yeah, and the gold. There you go. Yeah, you see those guys?
Oh yeah.
that's going to be a killer with the gold and then the gold spoon on it.
Right.
Let me tell you, I think that's going to be good.
Okay. Yeah, it'd be interesting to try. Need to mention to him, and I forgot to mention, I think the last time is need to make a nice copper one. To me, when I'm using spinner baits or spoons or anything, when I've got a overcast day for redfish, to me, copper seems to work better than the gold. And it's usually on those low cast, not a whole lot of light out there, but copper, they have tuned into that on those days faster than they would the gold.
I don't know, but I this one just, I mean, when I saw this gold one with the, I said, you know what, especially with the little spinner on the back,
Mm-hmm.
I think put me a saltwater assassin on that baby,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we're going to catch good fish up in Crystal River with this.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. We'll definitely throw her on there and go for it.
Yeah, he sent me 1/8, 3/16, I think it's quarter, all the different sizes,
Yeah, because my client on the 19th, why I'm excited with it, because he mainly fishes artificials. So that's what we're going to be tuning in on, and I'm kind of excited to do that. I don't have too many clients that do artificials all the time, so he's really wanting to do it. And that's an exciting time when you get a client who just throws artificials all day.
Really I tell you what, I can't hardly wait till the winter, because in the winter, I love artificials. Mm-hmm. That's all I do all winter long. Yeah. Now we are going to have, by the way, too. So everybody needs to go to the boat show and talk to Mike and I and all the other captains. Before anybody else gets to see them, we're going to have the shrimp walker, the large size with the bigger hooks for the big redfish and all that. And he's sending me 12 prototypes to play with. Because they're being made right now. They're not going to be until next month. So by the time they get to the stores, it's going to be middle or late October. But You'll be able to see them at the boat show. We'll have some on display. And hopefully, if I get to North Carolina, I'm going to take some of those prototypes and see how many redfish I can catch on them.
There you go.
Because they're supposed to have the heavier duty hooks for the bigger fish.
Yeah, I got you.
So, well, let's get, how about if we get Tony Franklin on?
Yeah.
Hi, Captain Tony Franklin back once again with this week's fishing report. Just getting off the water now. Bite was pretty good this week. A little bit of rainy weather, a little bit of warm weather. It's a little overcast today, so a little more comfortable today. The bite still remains similar to what we talked about in the past. The mangrove snapper bite has been good around the bridges, good around the range markers. Mackerel bite has been really good this week around shoal areas, range markers, deep water grass flats. The mackerel bite's been really good, and they're honed in on those small little baits. So don't be afraid to use too small a bait. We're chopping them up, cutting them up. Once again, the speckled trout bite's been real good. Silver trout been mixed in. Seeing action with jacks, catching quite a few bonnethead sharks for action this week. So there's a lot of things to choose from on the water. The bait's all over the grass flat, so get out there, net some bait, and the fishing has really been good. And some days, like you say, when it's overcast, it's a little bit cooler. So but the key is to get an early start. Overcast helps, but early start definitely going to help. So get out there, catch you some fish, tight lines. I'll see you next week.
Thank you, Tony. Yeah, he was talking about early bite. Even in my fish report, I forgot to mention doing these grouper here. Or the earlier bite seemed to be working better than the later bite on anything that we could do. So I'm sure that's going to change as time goes on during the wintertime. It'll probably get a little more later in the day. But for right now, with grouper, with inshore, anything, the earlier the bite, the better. About 1, 2 o'clock, somewhere in there, everything just kind of shuts down for a little while. So I definitely agree with him on that early bite.
So yeah, I'm still having a problem with this. I hope it's going to have to take care of it. Yeah, you know, this is what happens when you start moving electronic stuff around. And this crap happens.
Yeah, I was setting up another office in the house today and just having all sorts of technical problems, but getting it fixed.
Yeah, well, he's going to come over. We'll take care of it. Well, I've been slowly getting grouper stuff set up, and I've been getting all this new stuff. Lee Fisher's coming back on board. Lee Fisher Sports as an advertiser. I met with Mr. Lee last week, and Friday and today I picked up a whole bunch of all his new products. And I tell you what, he's got some pretty nice stuff out on the market now under his private label. And you know, we were talking about landing nets and stuff like that, how expensive they are. Man, he's got some nice ones now under $50.
Does he?
That are
really? Does he have the rubber
fact,
coated?
Hang on a minute. I'm going to show you something. This is rubber coated.
Oh,
Comes in
nice.
3 sizes. I mean, it's really super, but pops open, and then the handle slides.
Yep.
And it's got a
Easy
big,
stowaway.
heavy-duty handle. And
I like
this,
it.
instead of being made, you know, the problem with most of these, the aluminum starts getting weak.
Right.
And this is like a heavy fiberglass, and it's got the little button. But I think it's going to be super. And then it folds so it doesn't take up any room.
Yeah.
See,
that's what I like, because, you know, I need that on mine. I need to use space up as much as I can, and having a big net out there just doesn't work half the time. So.
Well, I tell you what he's got for a boat like yours.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to show this to everybody. This is the one for like a bigger boat. I'm going to show you the one for a boat like yours or like my Beaver.
Yeah.
Making these, same thing, it's rubber, okay?
Yep.
He's making these, but you see the handle's a lot lighter,
Right.
but it also.
Oh, beautiful.
All right. So it's really nice.
All right. Yeah.
And
Bring me one of those to the boat show. I'm going to pick it up.
yeah, but I mean, isn't that nice?
It is.
It's perfect for, you know, like my beaver tail or your Hughes. It's got a deep, but it's made so when you got, you know, when you push this down and then it flips in, so it's very, very compact. Look at that.
Yep. And that'll fit perfectly. Yeah. That's exactly what I need right there.
This is really, so he's coming out with some really good ideas.
As I like the rubber type nets, because when I am fishing artificial, whether it's jigs or, you know, hard baits or whatever else like that, you get that fish in the net, that hook doesn't go through the little nylon in the net, and you got to deal with trying to get the hook out of the nylon, then get the hook out of the fish.
Yeah.
I prefer the rubber coated, period.
The smaller holes, because it eliminates a lot more. That when you get the big, like the 1 1/4 holes, man, it looks like the hooks just like to go through about 3 or 4 holes at one time.
It does. Yeah. It's kind of a pain. So yeah, definitely. I'll hold on to one of those there. Will definitely take it.
Well, that's the only one I got, so I have to get.
Well, I was saying, if we can get another one there, just tell them I'll pay for it. No big deal. I want to get one ordered.
I'll see what I can do for you.
Yeah, because it's definitely it is a necessity here, and I usually have 2 or 3 nets, because inevitably, for some reason, one flies out of the boat, or I set it wrong and I lose it. I go through nets like you would believe. So that's my own fault.
Well, hey, I think it was Friday I was there. A guy was buying the net. He said, I was stupid. I put it on top of my car, and I guess he was kayaking and all that, and he drove away. He said, I got about 3 blocks down the street, and I said, I wonder if it's still there. Well, of course it wasn't there.
I've left it in the rod holder in the back on my polling platform, which doesn't really.
Yeah, that's not a good place. You can leave it in the boat sometimes on the rod holder, but
Yeah, and then I took off, and by the time you get to your next destination, you turn around going, I left my net there, and it blew out. So I have a problem with that for some reason. I need to put a lanyard on it the whole time, I think.
All right, let's get. Why don't we get? Let's get Scotty Rose.
Hello everybody, this is Captain Scotty Rowe from Charlotte Harbor. Thank goodness this last week we got a little break from that heat. Even on some of my fishing trips, we had to dodge around some showers, but it was actually no big deal. It was actually nice out. All kinds of good stuff going on. Best bet really right now is tarpon and more tarpon. I can't say enough about it. Most people think that the only tarpon fishing goes on in Boca Grande in May and June. Well, the fall time for big tarpon up here in Charlotte Harbor is absolutely fantastic right now. And we're catching them. You catch them on DOA bait busters, or best bet, what I've been doing is finding the ladyfish. And when I find the ladyfish, I put half a dozen of those in the boat and then send them right out for bait. It's a vicious cycle. Right where the ladyfish are eating the glass minnows, the tarpon are right behind them, eating the ladyfish. So good fun. And another thing that's running around right with all those tarpon and ladyfish, this harbor right now is just full of bull sharks. We hooked into some the other day, 20 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds. And some of the tarpon we flew in the air were well over 100. Another thing that's really happening now is our redfish bite, happens every fall, is really getting good. I've been picking the days where I got really high tides and fishing way up under the bushes with pinfish or white bait, and even cut ladyfish will work too. So we're having fun with that, which is nice to see, because back in the spring our redfish around here were a little thin, but now we're finally getting them. Snook bite is just insane. Pretty much anywhere you go, you're going to catch those little baby snook. They're everywhere. Action and fun. Even catching the ladyfish is fun. Trout scattered everywhere on the flats, 3-4 foot of water. Last time I got into them was earlier in the week. I was fishing up in Turtle Bay in 3-4 foot of water on the grass. Caught a ton of trout. So that's my fishing report for the week. Charlotte Harbor, we got all kinds of fun and good stuff going on. You want to get your rods bent, come on down and see me. We'll talk at y'all later.
Hey, Scotty. Oh, I think I lost your voice there, Sergio. Yeah, a little more technical. You may have to come back out and you get it. Why don't we go ahead and hit another fishing report there, Hoda?
Hey guys, this is Jim with your Pasco County Fishing Report. So to start with, scallop season is back open in the Pasco area. For those of you that didn't get out last time, now's your opportunity to get out there and try and find some scallops. I haven't had an opportunity to go out since they reopened it, so I can't really give advice on where to find them. I'd start in the Gulf Harbors and Anclote area and work from there, maybe get a little deeper as you go. As far as inshore fishing goes, went 2 weeks ago was the last time we were actually inshore fishing. We had a good bite on the outgoing tide in the evening time. And then I had the privilege of taking Donald out Friday. Bait was tough early in the morning to find. We ended up getting on a bunch of fry bait, which messed up the net, obviously. But we got that all taken care of, got some bait. And while I was cast netting, Donald was actually catching trout. So it was kind of funny. And ladyfish. So then we head off to our spots and ended up getting our inshore slam, snook, redfish. Shows a couple pictures of that. Thanks, Donald, for going out. We had a great time. It was super fun. As far as gag grouper goes, whew, man, this waves have been quite intense. Made it out Wednesday, Thursday this week. Obviously Windfinder and all those places, they lie to you. It said, 1.3, 1.6, and we were sitting in 4 to 5s all day into the evening. it was tough. It was rough, but we made it through. We kept 6 the first day, and then only kept 2 again on the second day, just because I just didn't need any more. I had a freezer full already. We were looking at starting 40 foot, went to 50 foot, 60 foot of water. Rock piles, the usual suspect areas. The bite was on fire first thing in the morning. I mean, we caught 4 keepers right off the go, and then it slowly died down until later on in the afternoon it picked back up. But as far as the weather goes, it's definitely hindered us being able to get offshore and catch more. We've just been using, obviously, live pinfish is the way to go. If you can't, you can use frozen threadfin. They love those frozen popsicles. It's been good. Mangrove bites still great. So even if gags shut down, those mangroves are still phenomenal offshore, even inshore. As far as 20 foot, we caught 2 decent sized grouper in 20 foot, but most of ours came from offshore and ledges. I'm sure they're inshore, but I just didn't have a chance to do anything for them bottom fishing. As far as bait, still there, still doing good around my area, Hudson, Cody River, Gulf Harbors, and of course Anclote. It's just getting to the point now where it's just a lot of fry bait. So we just got to match the hatch as we're fishing. I'm gonna try and get out this week, but it's gonna be tough. But we'll see how it goes. I hope everybody had a great 2 weeks, and hope everybody's staying safe with these waves and this weather. And then I'll see what I can do to get another one for next week for you guys. Take care.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you, man. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All right. Yeah, you're still coming through the other speaker. Holt's going to have to take care of that when he gets here. I don't want to mess around anymore. I'm tired of messing around with this
Yeah,
stuff.
I hear you.
You know,
I
so,
hear
I'd seen a lot of grouper pictures that people have been able to get out.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's
tons of grouper. There's a lot of grouper, and snapper. The people are complaining they can't get to the grouper because the snapper's in the way.
yeah, I know. And again, I don't understand the thinking of it, other than the fact, the grouper being so short, there's just so many more people going out, and therefore we're seeing a lot of grouper. Could that just be the case of because everybody's going out for it? I mean, this week there were so many big boats going out of Crystal River going for grouper just about every day. When we actually went inshore to do a little fishing, there was barely any boats. I mean, you had the place to yourself. So is it because there's so many grouper, or is it just because we've got so many people going out for them at one time in a short amount of time too? So, I don't know. But our grouper here is still very, very healthy. I don't think we've ever sustained any issues. But Crystal River's unique. The fact that we can catch them in anywhere between 5 foot to 20 foot of water. So,
but you better enjoy that uniqueness, because you got people moving into Crystal River and more people going to Crystal River.
I know.
I'm telling you, I see it. I hate to say it, Mike, but I see the writing on the wall.
Yeah, so do I. I thought, maybe I could sneak in over here and stay in a small town for a very long time, but it's coming. The development around here is happening so fast. It's scary, but I mean, it's good for businesses like myself and other captains, because we're going to be busy, but more people you bring in, the more people are going to be out there fishing. The conditions are just going to get tougher and tougher. And we've already talked about it, me and my friends, on what we need to do to accommodate more people showing up on the water. And we're going to have to expand our area of fishing to either farther north or farther south, just to get away from crowds, to find those little more productive
and I
areas.
think for you, it's probably going to be further north, because further south, the south is getting just as bad.
Well, it's not too much farther south. I mean, from south of Homosassa, it's a little sketchy down there, and for me to say it's a little sketchy, it's sketchy driving your boat around. Because, but north, yeah, north is it's great. There's the fishing up north is phenomenal compared to the south of Crystal River. But again, it's still sketchy up there too. You've got to know your waters, and that water there is dark and dirtier. There's not too many clear areas up there, except in the wintertime. So, it's a give and take. So we're already thinking way ahead of the schedule of what we've got to do to prepare for the influx of people who are coming, because they're coming. There's just no doubt. Within 5 years, I think we're going to be grown so much it's going to be almost unrecognizable. So it's either that or I just move farther north. I don't know.
Yeah.
I hate to do it, but you got to move where the good fishing is. So at least in our line of business.
Well, let's hope it gets better, man.
Yeah, I hope so.
Because I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, it's a little sketchy. But
all right, let's see, because we don't want to. Why don't we let's get your fishing report in.
Sure. Good evening, everybody. Captain Mike Haynes, Fishbones Charters out of Crystal River, Florida. Well, week 1 is in the books for grouper. We got one more week to go, but it has been very, very productive this year. Lots of grouper being caught. Seeing a lot of limits being brought in, and a lot of good fish, quality fish on our group. It's just been very, very productive. One of the best ways that we found these grouper is by trolling. Seems to be the one thing that's a little bit more productive than just drop some live bait down there or some dead baits. We're able to cover a lot of water. We're able to find fish a little more effective, and it's been quite fun. Most of the fish we're catching is between 15 to 20 foot of water on rocks and ledges or holes, caves down there. Any of the natural bottom seems to be the better bite that we're finding these fish. So color doesn't seem to matter too much. Blues, purples, oranges, pinks. It just seems to be more about the right depth, the right plug for the right depth. So if you're in 15 to 18 foot of water, definitely hit a 15 on there. Anything deeper, hit your 20s or your pluses. But like I said, most of the time we're catching them 15 to 20 foot of water, so we don't really have to go farther out to find them. But it's been very, very productive. We've got one more week to go. I'll be out there again this week, hoping to get a couple grouper, and I think I'm going to go personal and try to get my own to bring some grouper home. It's been a while since I've eaten one myself. But hoping for another good week this week. The weather-wise looks great. Water temperatures beautiful, between 80 and 82, 84, somewhere in there, depending on where you're going. But it's fall. It's start of fall, so this fishing is just going to keep picking up. Inshore, finding a lot of redfish from the spoil banks through the mangroves. Spoil banks have had a show of some bigger schools of redfish showing up. You get up on a point, and for every 15, 20 minutes, you get just a free-for-all, a bunch of fish, everybody's hooked up, and it quiets down for a little bit. And another 15, 20 minutes, they come through again. So it's been very, very productive on the redfish. It's kind of the pattern of what happens here this time every year. Even in the mangroves, pulling up onto a point in the mangrove, throwing some baits in, within 10 minutes, you've got your limit. And catching a lot more fish, including some snook that are out there. Obviously, it's snook season, September 1st, so that's been very good as well. Lots of fish being caught. Hopefully the trout will show up here soon. I'll be kind of looking at that this week as well. I've got a spot that usually produces some trout, and once they get in there in that time of year, then I know the rest of them are coming. So have seen some few trout being caught, but as that water temperature drops, which it's going to continue, the mornings are nice, the evenings are nice. The sun is not as beaten down as much, so the water temperature's dropping. These fish will get a little bit more active as the fall progresses. It's just an exciting time of year. So if you're looking to catch some grouper, just give me a call this week. I got a few availability, and we'll see if we can't get you out there on some grouper. It's really fun. Only 1 week left. Captain Mike Haynes, Fishbones Charters out of Crystal River, Florida. We'll see you next week.
All right, Mike, that was good. Super.
Hey, Yeah.
You know?
Well,
Now,
it's,
I did notice that
when you
the
get a
weather's
plan and it
little-
works, it's very fun.
the weather's a little cooler down here than it's been lately, and the water temperature's down. I guess all this rain, brought the water temperature down.
Yeah,
So,
it is. Last time I went scalloping, 2 weekends ago, after all the rain, I jumped in that water and it kind of chilled me for a second.
Oh, well, you're up there. It's always a little cooler anyway.
Yeah. I mean, we got out there early trying to, do some scalloping with the tides, which we still have scalloping till the 24th. And there's still plenty out there, but you just don't see anybody out there anymore. It's usually what happens after school starts. Things just kind of get quiet. But water temperature is definitely dropping, which is always great. I love that water temperature drop. And this time of year is just one of my favorites.
That's good. All right, we better let's get Michael Dawson and then Pam after that, because we're going to run out of time.
Hi guys, Captain Michael Dawson here at Patriot Guide Service. So, a lot going on in the Anclote region this week. This might be a little bit of a long report. Lots of things opening, lots of things changing, lots of fish going on. So this is going to be a little bit of a long one here today. So, first one on most people's minds is grouper season to open September 1st. It runs all the way through the 14th, so we got into this Sunday coming up. There's been fish as shallow as 8 feet and as deep as you can get. It's been a very windy season out there. But the fish are still eating shallow, so you can get out there and get some of these shallow fish. Lately, those shallow water grouper have been keyed in on that tide flip. We haven't done very well on the incoming, haven't done very well on the outgoing. But that 30 minutes when the tide's not moving, they really fire off and you can get your limit pretty quick. Live whitebait, live pinfish, throwing the plugs at has been working. If you have to get out there during the daytime and the tide's screaming, trolling has been the key for those fish. Now, another big change in our area is scallop season just opened back up yesterday. And we're going to run this scallop season all the way until the 21st of this month. So now you have 2 new weeks to scallop. We've already ran 2 trips for it. Kind of some guys that want to go after us fishing trips. And they are still as plentiful as they were before the closure. I would actually say they are better now than they were towards the end of that last closure. Gulf Harbors, Anclote Key, out there towards the Cody River. Water's dirty from all that rain we've been having, but if you find some clean water, there's plenty of scallops in it. Just kind of hop around your spots, you'll find some clear but reddish water, and that's where we've been kind of going. It just don't go where you can't see the bottom, obviously. It's just not going to be worth your time. And then lastly, September and October are our big redfish months. There are schools of redfish pretty much everywhere right now. Around the mouth of the river, there's been a good school of a couple hundred fish there. Get out there, big whitebait's the key for those fish. But if you can't find the big whitebait, they're a little tricky right now. Anything by the Cody River, Gulf Harbors, down south around Sunset Beach, Howard Park, going south of the Cosman Bayou, there's a whole flats there. Those fish are meaning a lot of cut bait. There's still a good amount of fish there. Anclote Key has a lot of decent sized fish on it, those mid-20s, upper 30s inch fish. It's been a good time. Get out there, have some good fun. Captain Michael Dawson, Patriotic Guide Service.
Hey guys, Captain Jessica with the Old Hookem Charters out of Chaz. This week the fishing was really well. Last week we were fishing the dead low tide. Tried it again on the first time going out this week. Was kind of slow, so we switched it up to about halfway to high tide, and that seemed to do a lot better. We're fishing oyster bars and small little islands, points. We did try to go to the outskirts, but the grass is still a little heavy for artificial, so we went back in. I did catch a 29.5-inch snook the other day and a 28-inch red, 15 minutes apart from each other. My husband did go out this morning with his best friend for opening snook season. They did catch a couple of snook and 1 keeper snook and a couple of nice reds. No sheephead, no black drum this week. I did not buy any shrimp. We did buy some mud minnows and some pinfish. The mud minnows seem to do a lot better in our area. If you're going offshore for these groupers and stuff, just please be careful of these winds and storms. Be safe, have fun, tight lines. If you want to book a charter with me, you can call 352-464-7309. Tight lines.
All right. And we got Pam,
Hey,
I
guys.
guess.
Hey, welcome from Tampa Fishing Outfitters, and this is your kayak report. It's the first time I've been back from Louisiana and Texas in quite some time, so I was really glad to be able to get out and do some local fishing. I went up to the Big Bend area, Big Bend Nature Coast, you want to call it, looking for redfish. I have a tournament there in 2 weeks. Found a half dozen of beautiful reds around 24, 25 inches. So that looks like a great place for my 2-day tournament fishing. What did I use? For the topwater, I used the Rapala Skitter Walker, the 8, and I also used the Z-Man chatterbait. Both of them were really, really good up in the creeks, so that was impressive. And then yesterday, I had the privilege of going out with the diva herself, Lisa Fitzgerald from CCA Star Tournament, and we fished Platicea down south. What a great day. Fish everywhere. Beautiful redfish. Here's one that Lisa got, as well as a ton of snook. This was my best snook of the day. What did we use there? You had the Mirror, Little John, Slayer, SST, and we had them on the owner's twist lock, the 4/0. I love that hook. It does not lose fish. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I'm at Tampa Fishing Outfitters.
Thank you, Pam.
Thank you. Boy, I got it. Excuse me, into a sneezing thing. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, well, hopefully you don't get what I just got over. If you could tell from my voice.
No, I get like that. It's a dust sometimes.
Yeah,
What we're going to do is I'll know by Thursday if we're going to go to North Carolina or not. You can see what the storms are going to do. If we are going, then we'll put it on Facebook that we're going to try to do it from where we're going to be at.
Okay.
Sometimes the internet's not worth the hill of beans.
Right.
If we can't, then we just can't. But we're going to try.
Yeah.
But we'll know something by Thursday. I think tomorrow's still a little too early to tell. But there's a lot of these fronts coming through. These storms, man, they're all over the place.
Yeah, it's like I said, we've had some flooding and everything in Inverness and places around, and I think they had some major storms hitting near south of Jacksonville Saturday night. It was pretty nasty, some tornadoes even. So, yeah, it's that time of year. We've got some warm weather and cold air coming down. It just kind of gets in the mix. So
we don't need none of that stuff. Well,
no.
We want, anything you want to say before we wrap it up? Anything?
The only thing I will say,
how's your fishing club doing?
Oh, it's doing good. Yeah, we're the Fishing Crystal River group is just growing consistently. It's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's just great. It's been really, really good. We got good people on there, a lot of good information. But and that brings me to the other point, because we've had a couple issues here this past week, and I do want to stress, if you're out there on your boat, please wear your kill switch lanyard. The Friday or Saturday, a gentleman fell out of the boat, and boat just kept going, and unfortunately he passed. So if you're out there by yourself, even if you're not by yourself, put that kill switch lanyard around your wrist. You never know what happens out there. Just be safe out there. It's something I've gotten into a habit since my bass fishing days. So definitely do it. Be safe. Be careful. So you can come home with those fish that you were out there having fun catching.
Well, so that's it, everybody. We want to thank you very much. And, don't forget, let's try to support all these people that send in their fishing reports. They're out there quite a bit. So that means they're good captains because they know what they're doing. And hopefully Mike will be on the water real soon. Real soon.
Within the next week or two, I'm guaranteed. I'm on the water regardless, but with my own boat, it'd be fun.
Oh, God. That's great. All right, guys. Thank you very much.
All right. We'll see you next week. Hopefully.
God bless.
Thanks.